I am going to be doing a reading for Leo. A little disclaimer, I don't do predictive readings. My intention when I go into a reading is to get the listener the best advice for their highest good, to help them break cycles and change their life in order to create the life that they want. And that's not always going to be very fun to listen to, but my intentions are good. So if that's not for you, if you're looking for something that's a little bit more predictive about what's going to come instead of the work it's going to take in order to get it, then you might want to go elsewhere. But we're going to go ahead and get into it. As always, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If what I say aligns for you a little bit differently, feel free to take the key points and align them how they fit, but don't force anything. If this reading isn't for you, it's not for you. It's your job to have discernment. What does Leo need to know? I do the zodiac signs and their opposite sign. I feel like a zodiac sign and its opposite sign can be two different sides to the same coin. Opposites, but the same. So sometimes I think it could be beneficial if you feel called to listen to the opposite sign of whatever reading you're listening to. Fire. I don't know if you heard that, but my screen door just opened. Okay, what does Leo need to know? What information can we get Leo for their highest good? I don't want that many. All right. And we have wind at the bottom of the deck. We started with fire, which I feel like speaks of out with the old, in with the new. A cleansing by fire, purification by fire. That can speak to how do I want to say it? Sorry. This could be undoing old thought patterns, beliefs, and behaviors in order to make room for new thought patterns, beliefs, and behaviors. I keep wanting to say getting rid of old jobs or old relationships in order to invite in new things of those sorts. Magic. We have forgiveness. Magic. Acceptance. and joy and gratitude. Sorry, I'm sitting with the cards a little bit. Maybe I need to read about it first. The importance of forgiveness. Whether you're forgiving yourself, if it's you that you are forgiving, you are releasing yourself from old patterns or old roles that you've played. If you're forgiving other people, you're releasing them from old roles that they've played in your life. Forgiveness is a form of letting something go in order to make room for something new. Releasing negative feelings in here to open it up, to invite things in. But we're still going to read about it. Magic with Labradorite. I can't really remember what that says. So we're going to, before I get too talky about everything, we're going to go ahead and read what the cards have to say, and then I'll try to let you know what I'm feeling from all of that. $167. The stone for that is dioptase. Dioptase has appeared to tell you that forgiveness is necessary if you are to move forward on your path. There is a lingering anger and resentment that is keeping you tied to a person or situation that no longer serves you. If you continue with this resentment, you will continue to create situations in your life where you are fulfilling the same role that you have played in the past. It is time now to release yourself from this cycle and move forward. Make a list of those who have caused you the most harm or to whom you have caused harm. Then go down the list and say inwardly, I release you from playing this role for me. Go in peace. As you say this, envision the cord that exists between you being cut and both of you being free to move on. This releases the karmic ties between you and enables you both to create new, more valuable lessons for yourselves. Remember, you are not condoning the actions that have been committed. You are only releasing both of you from perpetuating them further. Call upon the power of dioptase as your ally in this process of forgiveness and healing. Only when you have released yourself from the past can you move into a future of joy. Yeah, I already spoke on that. I don't need to try to reiterate it more. Let's go to Magic by Labradorite. I'm finding myself having a little bit of a blockage between what I'm seeing and feeling and then making the words come out. So I'm just going to take my time. $207. When you hold on to resentment for something and you carry that pain with you everywhere, or maybe even shame toward yourself because of decisions that you've made that have hurt other people. You don't really give yourself a chance or an opportunity to create a new cycle. You will keep living that same one over and over again because you're holding on to the thought patterns and the beliefs that go with it. And your thought patterns and beliefs are what create your reality. That's what I was trying to say. Okay. The stone for magic is labradorite. When labradorite appears as your ally, it is calling you on a journey inward. The great mystery is about to open before you, and it is time to own what it is you have created. Take a look at the beauty of your life and your spiritual path. Even those things that have seemed dark and dreary are now revealed to contain bits of light, like the energy of the rainbow. That's making me think about how even the things that don't seem like gifts are gifts. It's all a means of learning about who it is that you want to be in this life. Labradorite is here to remind you of the magic that is at work in your life. The subtle currents of energy that are shaping your present and future have created something wonderful for you that is just about to be revealed. Magic is becoming visible to you now. It is like a shining, shimmering dew that illuminates all it touches. Take a look at the paths and choices before you, which seem to sparkle and shimmer in your mind's eye. That may be the path of magic, leading you to your dreams. I don't know if maybe let me reword that. You've probably been in a really dark spot and wondering, when is it all going to end? When is the torture going to stop? At least that's what it feels like when it seems like you just can't get unstuck and you can't get clear. You can't seem to get out of the fog. You feel weighed down. There's a weight on your shoulders. There's a weight on your chest. And all it's felt like is a bunch of steps backwards. But there is an importance to, I might need to take another moment to think about how I want to word this. The fog is going to be lifting. You're going to see how it all comes together, even the dark times. And there's going to be a need to accept all of it. Your decisions, how you've chosen to carry yourself, why you've chosen to carry yourself that way, an acceptance for how things are, regardless of whether you want them to be just like that right now or not. Okay, let's move on to acceptance. Forgiveness is going to make room for this newness that's coming in, this spark you're going to feel. And if you don't work with forgiveness, you won't be able to connect with what it is that's coming in for you. Okay. Sorry, I'm getting a little bit lost. Okay, acceptance. 191. Lepidolite has appeared to signal to you that The most productive action you can take at this time is that of accepting the divine plan. There are many ways that the universe can work to create miracles in your life. To experience these miracles, you need to recognize when you are being asked to pause and wait for a sign. By opening the receptive side of your nature and practicing acceptance, you are taking yourself out of your own way. Soon, when the universe has put all of the pieces in their proper places, you will be signaled to take action again. Yeah, this is coming together nicely. Lepidolite is telling you to release your present situation to the higher understanding of the universe. There may be some aspect in what you are attempting to create that is not harmonious with the purpose of the divine plan. Offer the situation to the universe, become receptive to a resolution, and accept the guidance that is given to you. You can be sure that whatever purpose the universe has for you, it will lead you to wonders even more magical than those you could create for yourself. Allow the energy of lepidolite to aid you in accepting the bounty that is being offered to you. And know that you are a child of the universe, joyful, abundant, and divine. That makes a lot of sense. Okay, so I know that I've talked a little bit about all of them, and I'm probably going to get a little bit repetitive. I've been seeing a lot in all of my readings about needing to release control, to release attachments to specific outcomes. This isn't to say that it won't happen. This isn't to say that it will happen. Who knows? If it's meant for you, it will happen. If it's not meant for you, it won't. And we tend to work ourselves up or exert too much energy by trying to mentally control everything that's happening, whether that be with a relationship or an opportunity of some kind, personal situations. And just like the book said, it is actively standing in your own way by being focused on trying to control every aspect of what is at hand. The only thing that you have control over is yourself and how you decide to carry yourself through your situations, how you decide to integrate them, if you decide to integrate them. More times than not, it's really important to put your energy towards integrating whatever is going on in your life and allowing things to happen how they happen. There's a lot of let them energy going on right now. There are some things in this world that weren't yours to carry. There are tasks that weren't assigned to you. It's time to lay it all down and focus on what it is that is assigned to you, which is you. And it's just, this is really, really beautiful energy if you choose to see it that way. As difficult as it may be. Forgiving someone, forgiving yourself for where you've been, for maybe not knowing what you wish you would have known, or somebody not showing up the way that you would like them to show up, or maybe some sort of betrayal. Maybe somebody said something was going to be one way and it's been a complete other. It's all happened for a reason. And it's all about finding the good in it. Thank you for bringing me to this point. Thank you for the lessons you've given me. Thank you for the tears I've shed, and thank you for the smiles I've smiled. Thank you for the rain. Thank you for the sun. Thank you for the moon and the stars. Thank you for the cold. Thank you for the warmth. Thank you for the fresh air and fresh water. Thank you for the times that everything was too heavy to carry. Thank you for finding ways to support me, to ensure that I had everything that I needed, even in the darkest times of my life. Thank you for those dark times, because they've shown me who I want to be and how I want to carry myself throughout this life. Thank you for not giving me what I wanted because it wasn't meant for me. Thank you for giving me what I needed instead. We're going to go ahead and read Joy and Gratitude. Otherwise, I'm going to get a little bit too repetitive and you'll think I'm annoying and leave. 183. I really like reading from the Oracle cards. I'm almost wondering if I even need the tarot. Okay. Kunzite and Hiddenite have appeared as your allies to remind you of the power of joy and gratitude in your life. At the moment in which you experience these emotions, you are experiencing reconnection to the divine creator. Gratitude is the recognition of flow between you and the universe. When you express gratitude for your life and experience, you establish flow of energy, giving and receiving between yourself and the source of all things. This flow strengthens your sense of connection with all beings. And that leads us back to this magic that's trying to come into your life. Releasing the negative emotion, accepting where you're at and the darkness that you've been surrounded by lately, the thick, dark, heavy fog, accepting it and finding gratitude for it, because as soon as you do, you open yourself up to that divine guidance that takes you down the path of magic, that sparkle, that tingle, that leads you towards your dreams. That is ultimately everything you've been praying for. Give me a sign. Show me where I'm going, where I'm supposed to go. Show me what moves I'm supposed to make. That can only happen through acceptance and forgiveness and gratitude. Maybe I'll ask what the possible outcome is, if the possible outcome for your highest good, if this is followed, or maybe what's going on right now and then possible or likely outcome. Because why should every reading be doom and gloom, you know? But I feel like it's a given. You know, if you focus on yourself, on going with the flow of the universe, because if you're trying to control, you're restricting yourself as well. Simple as that. And things flow in your life when you do these types of things. How could what you not want, what is not only what you want and what is good for you, not come in when you reach a state of forgiveness and acceptance and gratitude? You know, I think it's just a given. It's not easy. I'm not saying it's easy by any means. Okay. Kunzite and Hiddenite are bringing you to the remembrance of your connection with Source and the celebration of infinite creation. Be grateful for your lessons, your life, and your creations. Give thanks to the universe for the opportunity to be a conscious being who is able to learn and grow and change. Celebrate the joy of being a spark of the divine's light on earth. Share this joy and thanksgiving with others, and soon the entire human race will be raised up to a new level of understanding and love. Okay. Whew. Okay. Sorry. I know that the devil typically has its own meaning, but look at... Okay. I'm going to have to cut out the last part of that. I forget you're not supposed to show bee-boos on here. I don't want to get in trouble, so... Okay. Can I do this without hiding everything? Okay. So I know that the devil has his own meaning. But look at how these two people are bound to one another, but facing away. And look how tortured they are. Tortured by their own thoughts, perhaps. Now, I can't say that this is all just about a relationship. This could be two aspects of yourself not being in harmony. It's like their torturous thoughts are keeping them facing away from each other. I just wanted to make a note about that because it stood out to me while I was shuffling. I didn't want to have to patch my video, but now I got to, and I don't... meh. All right. What does Leo need to know? Okay. What is the possible what is the likely outcome for Leo's highest good? Do you want to tell me what is the possible outcome, or did I pretty much already tell them? Ooh, nice. We like that. All right. So it doesn't really want to give me anything else. That came out, the Nine of Cups. Oh good, there's no boobies on that one. The Fool. We have the Eight of Wands. I got the Eight of Wands when I tried asking for a possible outcome for Leo's highest good. Maybe you're wanting fast movement. we have the Four of Cups. I have to cover the boobies, so I don't have to patch my video any more than I already need to. This person seems to be surrounded by a thick, dark fog, which we'd already spoken about, and then all of these cups around them, and they're sitting there with their eyes closed. They actually look quite peaceful, almost like they're meditating on which cup to take, but they're surrounded by all this dark fog. And that could be negative emotions, negative thoughts. The Fool, taking a risk. The Nine of Cups. Taking a risk, taking a leap to get what you want. Okay, so wish fulfillment is possible, but you have to be able to take a leap of faith. And it's hard to know which step to take because of everything that is surrounding you right now, but with forgiveness, acceptance, and gratitude, you will be shown the way. You will know which way to take. Releasing control and being open to the guidance. With that effort, that work, you'll know which way to go, and you will have fast movement, fast forward movement. All right, we are going to leave that there. And move on to Aquarius. Thank you. Have a good night.